Hey, I'm Totally Randy, and it is HBCU Week.
Established in 1980 by President Jimmy Carter, HBCU Week underscores the vital role these institutions play in providing high-quality education and fostering professional growth for their scholars. Now, in 2017, a young attorney by the name of Ashley Christopher founded HBCU Week Foundation, a company whose mission is to encourage enrollment into HBCUs, provide scholarships, and to maintain a pipeline of employment from undergrad school to corporate America.
Shout out to TSU and PV, the closest HBCUs to Houston. I'm Totally Randy, and talking with me today is the director of Panda Cares, the Student Scholar Professional Development Program at UNCF. Her name is Arnika Jackson. Let's go ahead and bring her in. Hey, Arnika.
Hello, Randy. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me today during HBCU Week to talk about this fabulous opportunity with the Walt Disney Company.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into it. First of all, let's talk a little bit about your role, director of Panda Cares.
Yes. So I'm actually the director for student professional development programs at UNCF. And so what that means is that I help to build and collaborate across our corporate partners, internship opportunities for students who are attending our member institutions, HBCUs, and those students who are underrepresented in certain majors, in certain areas, to get them opportunities to land internships and hopefully entry-level positions. So that's what we do as a part of our department. And so currently we're working with the Walt Disney Company to help them with their new cohort of students that will be a part of the Walt Disney UNCF Scholars Program.
You guys have had this program for 12 years. I had no idea.
Me either, because I feel like I would have taken full advantage of the opportunity that they are providing for us. So the 12 years in partnership, and then the past 4 years, they really built out their professional internship program, which is the program that I am recruiting for currently, where they're taking students to give them opportunities in their business units. They can go into marketing, public relations, engineering, even animal science for some of those opportunities. And then we also have the Rodent Fellows program that partners directly with ESPN and Anscape to allow students opportunities who are interested in sports journalism, and students who are interested into going into like directing. There's an opportunity with FX for them to have a mentorship. So a host of opportunities are being made available through the Walt Disney Company. So excited about the partnership and the growth that we've had over the past 12 years.
Yes, I think that's very exciting. I did see that you guys also partnered with FX. I thought that was awesome. And for everyone who's out there, the students that are out there, that the W is really huge, WNBA. And so a lot of people are trying to, fit into those roles of sports journalism. This is where you want to be. So can you tell us when does those applications close?
So the application is open and it closes on October 1st. So we have a little bit more than 2.5 weeks to get the applications in. And yes, that Rodent program is phenomenal. They actually get to travel to some of the sporting events. So All-Star Weekend, students were there. Celebration Bowl, which is coming up. Shout out to Florida A&M University, being the reigning champions of that.
Right.
I'm proud to love. So they'll be able to cover that as well. So it's not just, what I love about this program is that it's not your practical internship program. These are hands-on experience type portfolio building opportunities for the students.
And you said they close October 1st. So they're currently open.
Currently open, correct. And that Rodent program, their deadline is a little bit extended, October 5th, but I'm encouraging everyone to get everything in before the deadline. I always say beat the deadline, don't meet the deadline, because it's a hard deadline. We're trying to be sticklers for that teacher responsibility early in this career trajectory. So the deadline is the deadline.
That's right. And so, we have that cliche, don't be on CP time for
right. Not for this opportunity.
Why did UNCF find it so important to support HBCUs with programs such as these?
Well, that was the founding of UNCF, right? And so it was the opportunity to help our private HBCUs be able to build funding and fundraising for them to continue on their legacies. And so with the Walt Disney Company, this is in direct alignment with what they're looking for as far as building out opportunities for underrepresented, underprivileged students who are striving to be their best in industry. So UNCF has been around for 80 years. We're celebrating 80 years this year of supporting HBCUs and supporting students, helping to reach our North Star of getting Black students the ability to be financially free through their education. And we have been doing a phenomenal job. There's actually an impact report that's out now talking about HBCUs and the impact that we've made on this country. So it's not just my word for it. We have the receipts, we have the data to be able to back how impactful this work is and how impactful an education from an HBCU is as well.
Can you drop us some of those gems, just briefly, with the impact, some of those numbers? Do you have them?
Sure. So as far as HBCUs and producing, our HBCUs produce the top, Florida A&M actually produces the top percentage of Black pharmacists. HBCUs also have the number one producing students that are going into law as far as lawyers are concerned, and then as well as teachers. But if you want more information about the actual impact and all of the numbers fresh off of the press, as far as last week is concerned, the impact report is available on uncf.org.
So HBCU week.
Yes.
What have you guys been doing? Just ramping up for these scholarships?
Yeah, we've been all over the country within within the past 7 days. So myself, I've been at Tuskegee University, spreading the good word about the Walt Disney Company. A lot of my colleagues are actually in Philadelphia this week talking about the impact of HBCUs, being a part of the HBCU week. We are actually in Columbia, South Carolina, visiting Benedict College, Claflin, as well as Miles College. So we've been all over the gamut this week just to ensure that students are aware of the opportunities that we have through our student professional development programs, through uncf.org. I encourage everyone to go to opportunities with an s.uncf.org so they can learn more about the programs that we have available. We have over 100 programs at a certain time available. So there is money out there for students. I always say, if you scared money doesn't make money, but you got to do the work for it. So if you build a profile on our page, you'll be able to get all of the opportunities that are available to you. So that students, not just at our member institutions, but all HBCUs have an opportunity to help relieve some of those financial barriers.
How competitive is that, Ms. Jackson?
It really depends on the opportunity. I will say that I always tell people, don't worry about what the competition looks like. If you are the top talent, then you believe that what you put into your application, and then that's what will shine through. Always put your blinders on. I love watching a good horse race, right? The horses never look to the left or the right. They're always looking straight ahead. So don't worry about the competition. You are your own competition. I tell everyone that. If you have that in your mind, if you're competing against yourself and you're the best, then you got what you need.
I love that. That's not you dropping gems on this.
I'm trying.
Now, what are some of the perks, Ms. Jackson? Like, what are some of the perks of being, I don't know what are they scholars? Are they interns? Are they fellows?
They're both. So not interchangeable, because they are scholars because they do receive a scholarship, and they're interns because they receive an internship. So some of the perks are $5,000 scholarship that is renewable based upon successful completion of their internship. There is a paid internship, and not paid as in pennies paid. This is a competitive market pay salary that the Walt Disney Company is offering. So it's competitive based upon the field that you're going into. You'll also get an all expense paid trip to Washington, D.C. UNCF does every year the Student Leadership Conference, where we bring all of the students together who have received an internship throughout the season. So before they go off to their internships during the summertime, we bring them together. We do experiential learning. We build network. We have all of the leaders from the companies to come and wrap their arms around them so that they are prepared to go into their internship. And then it is a 6 to 8 week opportunity, depending on where they land as far as the portion of the company. And then they have a mentor for life or until they decide that they want to work for the Walt Disney Company or go beyond, because they attach students to an actual mentor that works for the Walt Disney Company that matches their profile so that they don't feel alone once they start their internship.
I love that. I always tell students that your net worth also includes your net work.
That was the theme last year. Your network equals your net worth. And so we had table talks with corporate executives where students were able to actually sit down and build their network. It was like LinkedIn, but in person. So they were able to connect with folks that they could link together as a mentor and be able to take those interpersonal skills and do it in person because this era of students has been in a box, right, in this virtual space for so long that they're not understanding how to have that person-to-person, peer-to-peer type conversations. So we thought it was very important this last year for that to be the theme, but showing how you bring that network outside of your computer and outside of your phone. So that once they got to their internships, they would be able to take those practices and utilize them outside of practicum.
That's so helpful. And sometimes the students don't know the benefit of that until they get older, right? Mm-hmm. But yes. That's a huge benefit. I think that's amazing. Do you guys follow up with the students afterwards? Like, is there anything for students who catch flight? Like once they graduate, is there any type of support? How do you handle the students that graduate from the internship that move on?
So we actually do have an alumni program, right? So two of our programs have an alumni organization where students are able to come back, give back, and volunteer. But the great thing about the Walt Disney Company is that they actually, once you connect with your mentor, you're able to connect with them once you graduate, because the goal is to help them to land an entry-level position once they graduate. So they're attached to us. We do have opportunities that we try to encourage the students to apply to for entry level, but they're a part of our family. So we have opportunities for students as early as their freshman year to come in and be a part of our early talent opportunity program, where we start the students with trainings. We do book clubs. We help them to find resources on their campuses in order for them to be successful, to have an impact on that retention from their freshman year to their sophomore year. And then sophomore year, we work with them with our early talent opportunity days, where we actually give them access to internships so they can start applying, and we help them and coach them through that process. And then once they, become an intern, we've had them to be a part of our family, right, for 2.5 years. So they're really comfortable with us as far as sharing what their career aspirations are. And we try to lean into the companies that we have partnerships with to say, hey, we have this bright star. If you all have entry-level positions, let us know. We can set up informational interviews. So we try to give them all the training that they need, but we also work with them on the back end because we want to ensure that the students are able to land a job once they finish pouring out all of their, hard work into this internship. So we definitely do work with them on a more formal level if they want to be a part of the alumni association that we have, or, that more personal level where we're connected with them to ensure that they have what they need post-graduation. But we do try to keep a pulse on the students, at least for their first 2 years.
Sounds like you took time to intentionally write out your plan for your program.
Oh, no, absolutely. And the job market is tough, right? Because these students are not only competing with the students that are graduating, but now they're, seasoned professionals that are in the workforce that they're having to, come up with competition against, right? And so we try to lean into that a little bit as well with like the generational gaps that they have to face once they get on campus, but really once they get on campus or, at their actual internships. But the thing that we try to lean in on is what we provide to them is what they have, right? So as much as you put in is what will come out of it. So we can have a Rolodex full of opportunities for students, but if they're not keeping, that open door and communicating with us, how do we know that they haven't landed a job? So we have those conversations with them that we are a resource and utilize those resources, right? And it's not always instant gratification, right? So I had a conversation conversation just today on Clark Atlanta's campus with a student. And she's frustrated, right? Because she's trying to find opportunities. We were able to help her to connect to one on today, but it's things like that. Going back to your network being your net worth, right? Nowadays,
Right.
it's who you know and how you know them, and how consistent you're going to be in leveraging those opportunities.
Nice. I love that. I think that's a mic drop. Um, that definitely was a mic drop. I mean, pun intended for Panda Cares. I think it's also really caring of you guys that you think on that level. Like, hey, the
Mhm.
job market is hard. Let us connect. Let us make sure we have a program for those who once they graduate. I think
Correct.
that's so amazing. Yeah. So
Correct.
again, applications are open now. They
Yes.
will close October 1st.
Correct. It'll close on October 1st. They can go to uncf.org/ the Walt Disney Company UNCF Scholars Program. That's a mouthful. Or you can go to uncf.opportunities.org, and you can put into the search the Walt Disney Company. It'll also populate there. But the deadline is on October 1st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you want to beat the deadline, not meet the deadline, to ensure that you have an opportunity to apply for this great job trajectory opportunity for whatever you're trying to go into for the entertainment industry.
That's right. So make sure, listen, I am going to drop it. I don't care where you're watching this. The link is going to be in the comment section, or it's going to be in the bio somewhere. Okay. Arnika Jackson is the director of Panda Cares. Thank you for sharing this story and for making sure that this goes out to any HBCU student that is watching this that did not know that this program takes place with the Disney Company. It's been taking place for 12 years. Make sure you guys go and apply for those scholarships. Grab that money, you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I look forward to seeing all of your viewership applying for this opportunity. So thank you.
Run it up. Okay. I'm TotallyRandie. Thank you for talking with me.